Hello guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Joseph and this is the Wings of Freedom. So basically today we'll be going over how I caught 100 pips on GBP CHF. Very straightforward trade, and we called it out on our trading group on Telegram. Called it out before the trade played out, and I will just go over the trade basically. So this is the actual chart where I made the analysis, but I'll just go over a blank chart to make things very clear. Let's start from the beginning on how I arrived at that trade. So let's just use this. I always start on the weekly time frame. So what do we have on the weekly? Like I've said in my previous videos, I like to mark out key areas very quickly. It should be something that stands out. I don't waste too much time on this. And I like double tops and double bottoms. Very powerful. So I focus on the current reversal point. We have this point, price from the double top here, broke down. So basically what we have on the weekly time frame is that the weekly time frame is quite bearish, or rather you can also say it's consolidating along this, just price bouncing off of this point. So since the weekly time frame is in this consolidation, I'm not so bothered about, it's not going to be a major factor in my trading decision. I will focus more on the daily and the 4 hour. So what we have here now, we just have this little trend line, but this trend line, what validates this trend line right now is because it has broken this point. I will repeat that. What validates this touch of the trend line is the break of this structure. If it has not broken structure, it's a waste of time. So let's go to the daily time frame. Now this is where things get a bit interesting. On the daily time frame, what I saw was this configuration of price here. This resistance that price was finding difficulty breaking. If 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, and price just flashed above it. This was when I became interested. Let's delete this trend line. So from this point on, what I saw was something like this. I marked this trend line, first touch, second touch. What validates this second touch is the break of this structure. So when price broke this point, this trend line became valid for me. Let's delete it for now. So when price was resisting this key level, we were monitoring it. Then when price broke above it, I became very interested. Why? If price, just get this, if price has been forming all this and it has not broken, that means this point here is strong. So the moment price broke it here and this tweezer top looked like a fake out, so I know that yes, it has broken it. It is a possible fake out, but it can still give me a trading opportunity for at least 50 pips, depending on my stop loss placement. Let's go to the 4 hour. It will become clearer there. As soon as price broke this point on the daily time frame stroke 4 hour time frame, I became very interested. Now on the 4 hour time frame, what I saw was price. This was where I met price when it was here. When it came down to here, this first action here, I became very interested. Remember, the way I confirm trend lines is first touch, second touch. The second touch broke structure, meaning that this is a trend. So this third touch here is valid for me, and it is also forming one of my favorite patterns, a double bottom. But more importantly than that is the 4 hour structure is still bullish. If the 4 hour came down like this, or in a way that formed a different higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, I will not be too comfortable taking that trade. But the market was still showing me a clear trend, in my opinion. High, low, higher high. It broke structure and it has not broken this low. So that point is very powerful. So what happens is I went down to the 30 minutes time frame, and that was where I began to make the first analysis concerning this trade. What I saw was also a divergence forming here. We had this divergence here forming. Look, in trading, you have to keep on continuing to stack the odds in your favor. Every tool is at your disposal. I use every tool at my disposal to come up with a trading opportunity. Some people look down on any kind of thing, indicators, trend line, no. I use everything to push the market in my favor, to come out with a profitable setup and profitable trade. So let's now proceed. So on the 1 hour, we have this divergence. Also on the 30 minutes, there's a divergence and all that. So where am I now interested in this trade? I also look at the market and say, where is this? As price is coming down to touch this trend line stroke, the key level, the trend that it has formed, has the trend been cleared? So I now realize that, I now surmise that this is the bulk, the meat of that downward trend. I hope that makes sense. The downward trend, this trend coming down, this was the downward trend, and this is the momentum line accompanying this trade downward. Very important. That is one of the bedrocks of my strategy. Or it can also be called a counter trend line. But the counter trend line has to have meaning and information, and the information was, it is the line accommodating this downward trend into this key level and trend line. So as price got down to that level, it broke out here. What I just did, I took this trade on the 4 hour. I just told myself, okay, price has cleared this. And if you look at this 4 hour candle, quite bullish. I took the trade somewhere inside here. I cannot remember exactly. But what I did especially, I must clear this level. This low, I must clear it. I think it was a bit lower. I don't want to get out the exact place where it went to. But normally I go for a 1:2. I think I go for a 1:2. I think I had a 55 pips on this trade. So that's basically it. So it played out beautifully. I will also attach screenshots of the trade playing out when I called the trade and the time on our Telegram channel long before this trade played out. It was a beautiful trade. Also, one thing to note is that this particular setup is not an A+ setup. The reason is because we were around this key level on the daily time frame, which I always mark in daily and weekly. I mark as red, just for my visual reference. But I knew that if price has broken this level and is coming to retest, I did not expect it to just make this move. No, I don't. The reason is because this candle formation here is a reversal candle formation most times. Is a reversal candle formation. But I know that there is still a lot of upside targets. For those who understand fair value gaps, you can see it just tapped into it cleanly. And honestly, that was where I was targeting. Because in my opinion, if price begins to, I just looked at it as, this is the supply here. So this is the point where price will begin to be a bit erratic. I will just determine to get out of this market at this point. So guys, it's very simple, nothing too dramatic. It's just a quick video on how I caught 100 pips on GBP CHF. I'll be breaking down more trades as time goes by. The market recently hasn't really been giving me consistent setups, but we only look for the best setup. So there's no need for FOMO, no need to get overly excited or upset that you cannot find any setups. Wait for the clean setups, let your edge play out, and ultimately will be successful in the forex market. Thank you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'll get to you whatever you want, whatever you ask. I will try my best to answer. Cheers.